All right, welcome to another episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. We have Mr. Dan Gandy. He's back and feeling better. Welcome to Real Estate vs. Tech, Dan. Thanks for co-hosting today.
Thanks for the introduction. Sorry for my absence yesterday, but I'm feeling better and I'm excited for this big guest.
Oh my God, right? We're going all the way to Canada today. This individual is crushing it on her social media. Links down below. So today we're going to go all the way to Brantford. She's the #1 realtor, #1 team since 2015. She loves design, fashion, fitness, and she's not just an entrepreneur. See if I can say this right. She's a mompreneur, if I can say that right. We have... Kate, all the way from Canada. Welcome, Kate, to Real Estate vs. Technology.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I got to say, I love your brand. I love your swag. You're crushing it. So definitely for our viewers and listeners, they have to check you out. Links down below for sure. So let's get into your story because I want to understand, like, why'd you get in business? How long you been in real estate for? I want to get from the beginning.
Yeah, it's actually a funny ride, I guess, because I did not grow up wanting to be a realtor. It was never on my radar. I was that traditional, led to university, then to college, then I was really heavily involved in healthcare. So I ended up taking the dental hygiene path and I loved my job. So that's the thing is it wasn't something that I fell back on. I loved being a hygienist. I loved having patients. I loved being in the healthcare field. It was really only when through my own investing that I fell in love with the process and I fell in love with the idea of making it a business. That's a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Your business is multifaceted, right? It's not just, selling houses. It's you're an administrator, your HR, you're hiring, you're, doing your budgets, your financial planning, your marketing. So it really was through the process of my own buying and selling that I did fall in love with that process and I could see myself doing something more with it.
Yeah.
And I came to a crossroads actually in my career where I got so busy that I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to leave healthcare or really take a step back from the real estate world because I couldn't do both. And that was only 6 months into the business. So I had to, I was actually licensed in March. This March will be 10 years. And by August, I was out of hygiene.
Wow, that is an absolute amazing story. And that's when you find your niche, right? And you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and it just flows like that. I mean, blessings all around. That's huge. And now you have a large team, right? It would be like 10 plus, I believe, on your team.
Yeah, actually we now have more. We haven't introduced our team. We have 2 male agents on our team now, which is which has been the traditional female mom team.
Yeah.
We actually 2 male agents on our team, and we have 2 new administrators starting actually next week and the week after, and then we have a bunch lined up for January. So we are growing exponentially.
Wow, that
exciting time.
Yeah, it's exciting times for sure. So what does the team look like? Past 12 months, combined transaction volume. What does that look like past 12 months?
Well, I mean, so this year's been a tricky year. I'm sure even in the States. I mean, we're here in North America, down in inventory right across the board. So our transactions have come down, mostly because we just didn't have the inventory for our buyers. But we are normally batting just over the 400 transaction a year, which is our team, and anywhere between that and just over 5. That also includes leases and purchases and any listings that we have. And this year we're down about 8%. And I will solely contribute that to the inventory issue that we've had.
Yeah.
My girls are out there writing offers and we are going to bat for our clients. It's just, we need more inventory.
Yes. And it's like, the over asking somewhat, depending on your market can help, but at the end of the day, it's still, you're right. We definitely need
only one person gets the house.
That's only one and then 12 to 20 are left trying to scramble for the next one, right?
Yeah, exactly. For sure. I love that. So does your team, is it made of like buyer agents, seller agents? Does your agent specialize in either or? Is it like everyone show ups for all clients? Doesn't matter what side?
Well, we definitely, I would say that I'm a big believer that customer service should start and finish the transaction. So I know a lot of teams have buyer and listing agents. I've been a big believer that you should be able to wear both hats, and you should be able to fulfill the contract from start to finish. I mean, I know myself, you form really tight relationships with the clients that you service. And so to sell their home and then to pass them off to someone else as a buyer's agent, I understand the notion of knowing your niche and knowing that hat, but I also feel for continuity of service, it's really great for the agent to bring them through that transaction together. And so I'm a big believer that you should be able to do both ends. It gives you exposure. It also gives you a little bit of balance and I guess a different atmosphere and environment in your day, right? So
Yes.
My agents really are prepared to do both, and I encourage them to do both, and I want them to do both.
Wow, that's awesome. I absolutely love that. So the viewers and listeners out there, be both. Be a little bit more diverse instead of just be on one side or the other.
I like that, especially if they have worked with the client before and allowing them to be able to list. I have on my real estate team, like if they've never listed a property before, they have to co-list with me a few times so they understand it. But if they bring a listing to the table, it's theirs. Like once we get through that co-listing period, it's done. So
I agree with you. And you know what? That just gains experience too, right? I mean, and there's something invaluable about going to someone who's an experienced listing agent and be able to do the process from start to finish with them. And so we have something similar called a mentorship program within our brokerage that allows the new realtors the ability to pair up with someone more experienced so that they get that firsthand experience on the job, right? Because they don't teach that in school, right? They don't navigate scenarios and situations with you. And so I actually think that's genius. And you know what? You need to be able to trust the people on your team that they're going to do just as an efficient job as you are.
Yeah, it's I have a buyer's agent that I brought on and recruited, and we're co-listing his first listing, and we left the listing appointment, and I remember, I'll never forget this on the subject. We were getting in the car and he was like, "Holy smokes, man. Like I didn't understand that listing a property was completely different than the buy side." And I was like, way more paperwork, way more preparation.
That's right. But now, how much more prepared is that agent of yours to be able to go out on their own, right? So, you know, knowledge shared is knowledge squared. So as we teach our less experienced agents, we're actually learning ourselves, right? Which is fantastic.
Wow. Wow. I love that. That's cool. And you always get brushed up. There's always new techniques or whatever's coming new, contracts or whatever, marketing. So I love that. So I have one more question before we kind of get into the tech side, marketing side, what you're doing there with Mr. Dan Gandy. Last question is what separates you? I've seen some of your videos. If you go online, links down below, of course, check out the team, check out Kate. It's amazing what you're doing on your marketing side. But for the viewers and listeners that don't know who you are, before they do look you up, like what differentiates you when someone's going to go ahead and want to list their home with you or buy a home with you?
We really do focus a lot on the personal touches and the details of the listing. And so for us, we've been a really big listing team within our area because we do a lot of paid advertising online. Our social media reach is quite extensive. It's those small details of making sure that, you know, every agent on our team treats one listing as their own. So if you navigate my agents' Instagram, Facebook, and social media platforms, they're sharing the listings that they're not a part of because they're helping the team market them as well. And we utilize our stories a lot for that. Small little clips, reels, of course, and TikToks are big right now. And I think that we do the same formula for every single listing, whether it's $300,000 or $2 million, right? We're getting that house out there and we're exposing it. And then more so, I really think that in a world that, especially coming out of this pandemic, people want to feel connection. People want to know who they're hiring. They want to feel, I know everything about this person. I know their values. I know their ethics. I know how they do business. I know their family life. There's something so special about being able to connect with people and their authenticity prior to hiring them. And I really encourage our agents to really get out there and put themselves out there and show your personality, right? People will connect with you faster.
Wow. I absolutely love that. It's funny too, because I met an agent yesterday, 30 under 30, closed 30 deals at 17 years old. The guy's a powerhouse. He's over in Charlotte, North Carolina for another conversation, Dan. And, and yeah, he's not really pushing on that. Right. So it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your skills. Nothing matters. Just get out there and do what you got to do. Have fun. I mean, I met my wife off Instagram. I met Dan off Instagram. So, you know,
You met me off Instagram.
I met you off Instagram.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's such a powerful tool. It's so true. It's so true. I love it. Well, I want to go ahead and mix it up with our mix-up round. Change the camera angle. Dan, go ahead and take it away with the mix-up round.
Thank you, Norm. And Kate, this mix-up round is about what you're currently doing to generate business, some of the technology that you're using, some of the insight that other agents, beginner, seasoned, can take from this and be like, wow, I didn't think about that. So let's just dig right into it. What would be probably your number one lead source right now outside of referrals and SOI?
Social media. I'm going to tell it, and I preach this all the time. I mean, social media has been such an amazing platform for connecting with people that you may not have been able to get in front of. And that's really putting yourself out there, but also connecting with them and sharing that love back to people within your community, whether it be through video or like, you know, carousel or static posts, or just engaging with your audience. I mean, that's a big one. Is people forget that social media was meant as a networking platform in order to form these meaningful relationships. And so in order to do that, you have to give just as much as you receive. And that means, you know, taking that extra time in your day, maybe setting 20, 30 minutes and going into your social media accounts and sharing the love with, you know, local vendors, you know, community supporters, people who've reached out to you, maybe people who are constantly engaging with you. And I find that that has just been such a great source for myself. And I know for a lot of my team members as well. And I would say that's a big lead generation source. I would say the next one, which is the reason why I actually switched brokerages back in September to open the first team office with Revel Realty, is their Planet Orange CRM, which is a very sophisticated program that has artificial intelligence that allows this software to actually connect and engage with your contact database. And we're just starting to see this come to fruition now, where, you know, we have these campaigns or these drip campaigns that allow emails and texts to be sent out to our existing clients or our active clients, or are those clients that are kind of lukewarm, not so hot.
Got a lot of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's got thousands of those ones, but it allows us to not have anyone slip through the cracks, and just to let everybody know that we're genuinely here for them should they have any questions or need advice in the real estate market. And I would say that Planet Orange software has been really, really amazing. And we've only been really actively using it now for about 2 months, and we're starting to see the benefits now.
Wow. Yeah. And there's a couple things that I want to pull out of those 2 points. One was, don't just get on social media to get on social media to post a picture of your listing and then bounce off. I think it's the coordination, the collaboration, meeting new friends, highlighting things, and giving people compliments that really accelerate your social karma. Let's just say it like that. And then and then the second thing that I wanted to really is the longevity, long-term technology shift mindset, which is, hey, we're going to make this switch to this new CRM or company or brand or vendor. It's not going to be like in 90 days, we're going to have 1 million deals. We need to look at this over the long term and make a commitment to allowing the company or the tool to do its work. And it's in that year to 2 years that are probably going to see the most benefit, where those buyers are going to come out of the cracks. You're going to have, you know, move up buyers that want to sell their house. You have people who want to downsize starting to creep out. And I think that's really one of the biggest problems I see in the industry is everybody wants, like, pardon my French, they want like cocaine results. Yeah, they want it like tomorrow. They want 1 million leads. And unfortunately, it needs to be like the gym mentality, where I'm going to go work out. I'm going to hone my body. I'm going to do, you know, everything I need to do so that in 1 to 2 years from now, I'm in tip-top shape. And I agree
with you 100%. And we live in an instant gratification world, right? Everyone wants things right now. They don't want to wait, but they often forget that it's consistency that's the key to success. It's doing that little bit every single day, filling your bucket, right? I always tell the girls on my team, you know, and I have to start saying girls and boys because now we have boys. we have this bucket, and it's not how many people can I pull out at once? It's how many people can we get in there so we can start slowly nurturing them. And, you know, when they come to fruition or they come to the top, we're there and we're ready. But it's nothing is ever instant, and it shouldn't be, because usually instant means quick fix. It's not, there's no longevity. And it's really about nurturing relationships. And I always say to everyone that ever joined on my team, you're not making a client, you're making a friend. And what are friends? They last forever. So you need to be able to nurture those relationships, right?
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. Let's jump to video real quick. What are, because I had done some R&D or some reconnaissance before we got on this and looked at your video. Your videos you have really good, like, short form videos, whatever you want to call them. What would you give to an agent who's just never shot a video before and now needs to open up this realm of video marketing?
It's hard. And you know what? I heard it actually on Matt Campoli. He's an agent local to close to the GTA. And he said it best on one of his podcasts. Video is so essential that if you're going to hire someone and they can't even market themselves, how are they going to market my house? And that's what you're thinking about video is, everyone's got that imposter syndrome, right? Oh my God, how do I look? Are people going to receive me well? Is my message going to be, you know, translated properly? Am I going to look like an idiot, pardon my language, on camera? You know, am I going to really be able to represent myself in the most positive way? And everybody goes through that. And you really have to stop and think about, would I allow my competition to strip me of the ability to market myself and say my words to the people or my particular audience that I want to speak to? Or am I just going to put it out there and I know I'm going to get better over time? Because nobody starts out like a rock star. Let's be honest. My first reels were atrocious. They were embarrassing, but I put them out there knowing that I'm only going to get better as I continue on, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many different forms now. You've got short reels, you've got TikToks, you've got IGTV. You know, there's so many things that you can do. Start small.
Yeah.
Small, short, little 10, 20-second videos. You don't need to have long-winded videos.
We can't stress this enough. We even have people we know or clients or people in our ecosystem that like have closed maybe 50 to 100 millions in dollars in transactions a year, and they're like, oh, video's not my thing. And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, yeah, but some like 25-year-old amazing agent who's doing like 5 minutes of video work a day is gonna surpass you in the next 5 years, because everybody has moved from newspaper and meeting people in person to meeting people socially online and watching their video.
1,000%. And I mean, it's one of those things that I feel like it took a while to get us here, but now that it's here, it's like exponentially going to take off. And either you jump on this bandwagon now, or you're going to be so far gone, it's going to be hard to catch up to the next best thing, which will be video related. I mean, look at Instagram now. Like they've stated they're moving to almost entirely a video platform. That's what they want. Their algorithm wants to see the reels, wants to see the videos, right? Not that there isn't a place for static posts and carousels and all of that, but it's the video is what makes the connection. It'll really allows you to showcase your personality as a business and as a person.
Yeah.
So
it's all huge. It's all huge. Last question, and we'll roll back to Norm, is I know you talked about the CRM that you're using. That's a new emerging tool, but is there anything else on 2022's radar or docket that is a piece of technology that you're going to implement in your business?
Right here, podcasts. So this is really funny because it's not that I was closed off to them. It's just, I guess I don't want to say it was closed off, because I wasn't. I hadn't done them. I wasn't really sure how they were going to be. And so when we did our goal setting with our agents, part of our goal setting was personal growth and development. And part of that was communication, because that's where I think where everybody's downfall is, right? Is being able to effectively communicate with different personalities. And so I set a goal for each of my agents to do 2 podcasts this year. Step out of your comfort zone, collaborate with like-minded people. It doesn't even have to be real estate related. It could be personal. It could be just talk about life. I've got a podcast on the 17th, Making Time With, which is just like 2 friends in a bar having a chat. And
Nice.
I think it diversifies yourself, right? And it allows you to get to know other people and how they communicate. And I think it's just really such a great tool to grow personally, to collaborate with someone we've never met. Right?
No.
And now we're having a chat.
Yeah.
So I think think that getting out there and making connections outside of just your team or your office or with clients is just such a great growth tool.
Wow.
Well, any way we can help you connect, if you go to our YouTube channel and you look through our past guest list, if there's anybody that you want to personally bring on your podcast or vice versa, we'd be more than happy to make any connections.
Oh, yeah. Once we get our office up and running, I'll be emailing you. Come on my podcast.
Hey, we're down. Wow.
I'm down too. So cool. No, that's
Wow.
great. Back to Norm.
Yeah, thanks, Dan, for taking that mix-up round, and honored to be, have you on our podcast to kind of kick things off before we even get into Jan 1st, which is phenomenal. And I think you're around 115, 116 episode-wise. So we're very grateful, and there's plenty of opportunity to check out the podcast. And the podcast is amazing for viewers and listeners out there. You're so on it, Kate. It's an amazing opportunity to meet new people, like-minded individuals, and so much can happen with that. And to unpack your mix-up round, I love the CRM system, using the tool, getting on the tool, getting into video, staying consistent with video. Even Facebook is now getting into Reels, getting into stories, just like Instagram, which is it's all happening. So definitely get on video for the viewers and listeners out there. I absolutely love that. So got a last couple of questions before we open up the floor to you. So area wise, do you do anything specifically in your area for your market to kind of like be like a community expert or resource and that type of thing with your marketing activities?
Well, we actually do, and it's really unfortunate because the pandemic limited us because we did have some restrictions, but
yeah,
we're partnered actually with the Cineplex, and we have our promotional video that runs in there through the big movie blockbusters that come up. So we always put our movies in there for marketing, which is really great. It's a good avenue for us, but it's also collaborating with local organizations, I would say, is one of my favorites. And so the Brantford General Hospital has a foundation, the Brant Community Healthcare System Foundation, which they're actually opening up a emergency room for small children, 12 and under. And so we have collaborated with them to raise funds for this PARS or PARS clinic, which is geared towards our little ones. So collaborating with local not-for-profit or organizations is a big thing for us, and it's a way of giving back. But it's also a way to show that we care about our community. And actually right now, if you go on the Kate Broddick team Instagram page, we're running our 12 days of Christmas. And some people are giving out, gift cards and, doing draws. We've decided to take a different approach where we're giving back to those less fortunate through organizations that are more outreach programs. So we actually just met today at the Lansdowne Children's Center, and we gifted 2 families basically a full tree of items that they really needed.
Nice.
And so those are the things that we really love, is we really love stepping up for our community who've always just stepped up for us, right? They're the ones referring clients. They're the ones giving us the business. And this is our way of saying thank you to give back.
Wow. I absolutely love that. And for the viewers and listeners out there, it's so important to give, right? Like you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, I have to do something to be able to nurture, serve, support, help those that helped us. So kudos to you and your team. That's amazing. Last couple of questions. So do you guys do any like geographical stuff? So is it more or less just like, I saw a lot of your stuff on Instagram, but do you do anything like say is a specific community, buy side, sell side, trying to get potential sellers within like farming? I know that's an old school term. People, you farm and door knock and send mailers. Are you still doing any of that type of stuff?
Oh God, yeah. We're, I'm going to say for myself, I've never door knocked.
Okay.
I have a healthy fear of being chased out of someone's house with a broom. Don't ask me why. I've never had a bad instance happen, but I guess I don't like to be door knocked myself. So I take I like it, but we definitely do a lot of mailers. We do farm. So we have agents who really love certain communities. And so they do monthly mail outs. They do monthly market minutes out to those areas. We obviously have our billboards, which are placed strategically throughout the city. So we do a lot of marketing, I would say, within Brantford and Brant County. And we're starting to stretch that out now towards Norfolk. So we're growing our team and we're pushing the limits, because as the prices continue to rise, we have a lot of people from Brantford and Brant County unable to afford our average dollar house price. And so we're now bringing them just outside those city limits in order to facilitate a transaction for them and get them into the market.
Wow.
And so we're now inching our billboards and mailouts out towards the Norfolk County area, which just gives us a larger geographical area that we're very comfortable with.
Wow. I love that. I love that. So I'm going to change up this question and mix it up to close up the show before you actually, technically you're going to close out the show, but I'm going to close it out with this last little question on my side. So your team, so listeners, viewers out there, they want to grow a team, you know, you're now going 10 plus with your team. What's the glue? What's the thing that you would say, is it one, two things that really holds the team together, helps everyone come together like a family, supports each other? Is there something that the viewers and listeners can take from today's episode that can help them grow their own teams?
So I always said, don't bring on an agent before you have support staff. You need to have a foundation of systems and processes that you and your support staff have collaborated together to make sure that there is like a new agent onboarding system. So we have a 90-day new agent onboarding system that allows us, when we bring new people on from day 1 to day 90, we know exactly what we're doing. My support staff help me create that. So it's really important that you are able to promise or give what you've promised to your agents. That would be leads, that would be systems, and that's coming from being a leader. You need to have that in place, and you need to have it in sight before you start hiring. And I know that people want to grow exponentially. I've tried both ways. I've tried adding too much at once. That was a bad error. Please learn from me that when you're bringing personalities onto a team, you need to be very hyper aware of what you're doing. But your support staff, I would say, is the glue. I will gladly say this out loud. I have the best support staff there is in real estate. My girls are amazing. They are respectful. They own their department as if it was their own. They run businesses within my business, and they take ownership and accountability over those processes and systems, and they really care. So if you're going to hire one person, hire a support staff first, get them trained, get your systems in place, and then start strategically bringing more people on as you can handle it.
I love that. I love that. And I could be a testimony to what you're saying as well. It looks fancy to say I have a team of 10, 15, 20, but it logistically could be a nightmare. You'd rather have 2 to 3 people that are great people than 15 to 20 people that are just all over the place. So I agree. And
especially establishing your values. I mean, that's a big one that people overlook. You need to really know, why are you doing what you're doing? Why collectively are we aiming for this goal? You really need to have established values and a mission to come back to and say, listen, guys, like, let's get back on track here. Like, this is what we're working toward. And everybody has to be bought in.
It's culture, it's commitment, it's sharing the same vision, no one trying to be a what's the word? It's kind of like I like to use mentality. It's more of a startup, Silicon Valley, profit sharing mentality versus like, I'm the one person that's going to come in, I'm going to get rich and everybody else is just going to work here.
You can't be self-serving, right? There has to be, when you're on a team, there has to be an element of selflessness. So I'm not always easy to find.
I love that. So we're going to change it up. We're going to put the camera on you. And Kate, what would you like to take for our viewers, listeners, and the show?
You know what? It's mostly about, the reason why I have continued to love this career and this business is because I have been able to make it what I want. And, you could just sell houses, of course. And I think that would be pretty boring, but you can be influential in your community. You can be a trendsetter in marketing and advertising. You can really showcase your passions and your love for other things outside of real estate through social media. And you can really collaborate and make this business such a well-rounded, multifaceted career that you really, really like plays into your soul and your personal growth and development. And I think that's what has attracted me so much to this business and the evolution of it, especially through technology and marketing, is, if you're getting into this business, from a financial standpoint, you're probably going to fail because 80% of the people who join real estate, they don't have a great start in the first few years, and it can be very taxing. I'm not sure how it is in the States, but here in Canada for sure. But if you get into it for the love of people and building relationships and making a mark on your community, the rest falls into place.
Wow. So true, Kate. I absolutely love that. I love that. And thank you so much for being on the show. Really do appreciate it. Can't wait to have this air so everyone can enjoy this. So thank you so much.
I love your bow tie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Today, I felt like, all right, today's the day I should do this. And then I was just talking to Kate off air. Then she tagged us on Instagram talking about Instagram stories, and she put her leather jacket on. So I see you, and tagged us. So we appreciate the love. Dan, thank you as well.
Great episode. Great to finally meet you. Any way we can help you in your career or endeavor, we're always here.
Absolutely. Stay in touch. It was honestly phenomenal to meet you both. You've got great energy, and it's been a slice.
Awesome. And thanks to all our reviewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take some from our episode, apply to your business, have more massive success. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, comment below, and share the episode. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching Real Estate vs. Technology, this week's brand new episode, and making it to the end, your real one. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for new episodes that come out every single week on Fridays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Also, if you comment on this episode and you like the episode, you'll help this episode get out to more individuals. And if you want to join our Facebook group page, just click a link. It's a Facebook icon on our profile page here on our YouTube channel. Join our group page, network with individuals all across the world, and share what technology you're using to grow your business. The next link is to join our Real Estate vs. Technology brand new IG or Instagram page. If you go on any of our stories, you can see who's going to be on Real Estate vs. Technology before it actually goes live on our YouTube channel. And the last link would be if you want to be on an episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. You pick a date and a time, we'll deep dive into your story and technology you're using to share that with other individuals that view our episodes weekly to inspire, enlighten, show up, and show out for people that love to watch these type of podcasts to have more success in their own business. Thank you so much for your continued support. We appreciate it. We will see you on the next one.